You've ever felt invincible in a room full of people? If you've ever wanted to speak but your voice felt stuck on your chest, or if you looked into the mirror and you did not see who you sis, I see you. And yes, that used to be me too. And honestly, some days I am still learning and figuring out how to find my voice. This video is for every girl who is not just physically tired, but also feeling very small, not just physically, but emotionally, financially, and even mentally. This is not a confidence guru video. I'm not coming up like I'm figured out everything. This is coming from someone who is also figuring things out and who is building confidence from the scratch. I want to share everything that I am figuring out and learning girl to girl. So please stay and watch this video to the end and let us grow together.
Got me feeling so incredible. Would you mind maybe love me baby, are you down? Can you let me know? Let me think you leave me, put it down, then it's time to go. Get it like you love me, but you don't, boy, it's just for sure. Take it or leave it, you gotta take it.
Hi beautiful, I'm Bibi and welcome back to my channel. I make honest video about self-care and just figuring things out as a woman in your 20s. I'm a social media manager, so I share social media tips for business owners so that they can upscale and grow their businesses online. If that's something you are into, make sure you subscribe to this channel, share this video with like-minded individuals, and drop a comment below when we are done so that I will hear your opinion. Today's video is actually very personal, so I am going to open up about things that really broke my confidence growing up as a child, becoming a young adult. I'm also going to share what I am currently doing to heal and grow myself, and also some tips that might help you if you are in that kind of position, in a position of doubt. Let's rewind and start from the very beginning. Growing up, I was the really quiet girl. I was really painfully quiet. I came from a home where my parents were doing absolutely everything to give us a good life, and I am actually really grateful for that. But due to the fact that I was quiet, I was usually being made fun of at school. And another thing was that I was just so tiny. I looked so tiny, as if I could be broken. People that knew me back then, when they now see me right now, they're like, girl, wait, how did you get from that to this? Because of that, right, I ended up spending 6 years in primary school. My dad wasn't comfortable. A lot of my peers were living in their 5th year to secondary school, but my dad wasn't comfortable that I could, be able to handle myself because of how tiny I looked. My 6th year, my brother had to join me to secondary school. My dad felt comfortable allowing me to go to secondary school because I was going to be joined by my brother, and it wasn't going to look like I was going to be alone. Back then, my school bag wasn't functioning properly. My mom was supposed to go to the market and get me a new one. So pending when she was going to do that, my dad had to give me one of his old bags that kind of looks like laptop bag, but it's very big, that our dads used to convey office files and go to the office. So my dad gave me one of those, pending when my mom finishes taking care of my school bag. So I remember this day, it was rainy, and growing up as a child, most of the days, especially when it's raining, we always end up in school very late. I entered the class, I was already soaking wet. There was a teacher teaching. When she saw me entering the class with how dripping wet I was, I had to use my dad's bag to cover myself, but I was still soaked in the rain. So when this teacher saw me enter the class, she just turned and said, "Madam, you are welcome." And the whole class just rolled into laughter, because her saying "Madam, I'm welcome" wasn't because I'm really a madam that was welcome. That was should I say sarcasm? That was just her making fun of me, and the whole class just rolled into laughter. Honestly, it felt like fun. That name stuck with me throughout the remaining days of primary school. For them, it was like a joke, but for me, it was a huge part of me was chipped away. that's just one of the many instances, or should I say one of the many moments. And then as I grew older, things did not get easier either way. I literally had no boundaries. I would say like yes to anything. I felt so guilty if I told somebody no. And then one day I just had this moment where I realized that I literally have like two options. I either, keep getting lower and lower, or I just like keep getting stuck at where I am. I could either stay insecure or keep doubting myself, or just keep shrinking until there was nothing left about me. Or I could just get up, work on myself, start loving myself, start learning more about myself. Decided that no, I was going to just start showing up and start grabbing opportunities, because it's not only those people out there that deserves opportunity. I deserve opportunity. Honestly, it wasn't magic. Nothing happened overnight, but I promise you, there were really, really huge changes. And now I want to show you exactly what I have been learning since then. This is not from a textbook. It's real life. This is like everyday real life. So yeah, I am basically still learning. So don't rush yourself. Let's just allow this sink in. 1. Spending time alone with yourself. For the longest, I basically did not really know who I was, what I like, what was my style, what makes me happy, I basically knew nothing about myself. I remember one time when I finished university, I moved to Abuja. I was at home most of the time with friends nearby, a lot of distractions. I felt so restless. I was like, God, who am I? Like, what am I even supposed to do with my life? I just decided to, go silent. And in that stillness, I realized a lot of things that has gotten mixed up in noise. I realized how much I really liked silence, how much I really love, writing down my thoughts. I started reading books to explore my understanding. I realized I just, loved the gentle, soft, living. And finding out all these things about myself did not make me boring at all. The more time I spent with myself, the more I discovered a lot of things that really, really made me feel alive. So if you're constantly jumping from one friendship to the next, or you just can't stand being alone, I want to ask, what are you running from? Because sometimes confidence is hidden inside the side of you that you haven't discovered yet, or nobody has shaped. You just have to find that, because you really haven't met her. 2, be kind to yourself. One of the hard things we don't even realize is how really mean we are to ourselves, honestly. I used to say things like, oh, you mess up too much. Oh, why are you always making mistakes? Oh, why are you like this? Imagine hearing that kind of voice or saying those kind of things to yourself and expecting to be confident. One time I was filming a video, and after filming it, I deleted it immediately after watching it, because I was just hearing this voice in my head. Oh, you look so weird in this video. Nobody's going to like your voice. Nobody's going to watch it. Then I asked myself, would I say this to a friend? Or if my sister was to show me that video, I'd be like, yeah, go get. So why was I treating myself as the enemy? Now, I now write things down. When I hear this negative thought, I write it down. Then, guess what next I do? I rewrite positive things to counter the negative things I wrote that earlier that I was thinking about myself. So when the negative thoughts just come to my head, oh, you are dumb, I respond, no, I am not dumb. Oh, nobody's going to watch this video, your voice sounds weird. I'm like, no, my voice sounds like me and I am enough. Rewriting these thoughts takes time. But every time I do this, I feel more confident, because honestly, you cannot build confidence out of being cruel. 3, don't look like when you talk. Don't rush your words. This one is about presence. It's about you owning your moment. I used to be the girl that mumbled. Whenever I'm in a group, I would not be one to get up and speak out my opinion unless I am being asked questions. Then I noticed something. People who I felt were confident, it wasn't because they were good enough. They weren't even the loudest people in the room. They were just people that existed at ease. and they took up space without even having to apologize. One time I had this team meeting where I was being asked questions and I was really scared. My voice was shaking, but I made it a conscious decision to, just slow down. I looked at everyone in the eyes and I spoke with confidence. Even when I was scared, I tried to slow down. I tried to pause, try to take a breath. I did not try to rush everything at once. And guess what? Nobody even noticed I was nervous. After that meeting, somebody even walked up to me and be like, "Oh, D, you're such a calm speaker." And in my head, I'm like, whoa, I wish you knew what I was feeling inside. Confidence isn't about pretending. It's about holding space for yourself, even when your heart is racing. The way you speak to others reflects how much you believe that your voice matters. Number 4, less is more. Silence is golden. There was a time I used to overshare things with people just to feel accepted, especially when I'm around, a new group of people. I'll just start spilling stories about myself because I was just trying to prove that I was worth liking. I was worth people having the attention on me. I realized that oversharing is just a trauma response. I felt like I had to do it just to gain people's attention. Now I just practice stillness. I've learned to be quiet in rooms, especially when I do not feel safe. I don't over-explain myself unless I really need to. One day, somebody just met me and be like, oh, girl, you're so mysterious. I never know what's going on with you. You don't smile, you're impossible to read, you are this, you are that. And I just smiled because for the first time, I felt like I wasn't desperate to be known. There is power that lies in the confidence of being silenced. Let people lean in. Let them get to know you and learn your story. That's real confidence there. Number 5, stand your ground. This one comes from Survivor, literally. I was once in this ride. We got to a certain point that was just after the bridge, right? The driver just abruptly stopped and then stepped out of the vehicle. And before you knew it, I was being surrounded and they were telling me things like, oh, I need to follow them to so and so place because they need to verify something with the vehicle. And I started asking them questions. Why do I need to follow you? Who are you? I ordered a ride and I'm going somewhere and that is exactly where I'm going to, They kept on insisting and, I kept on speaking directly to them. I was very clear when I was talking to them and I legit stood my ground. And when they saw that, this person cannot be easily intimidated, they just turned away and left. Even though my voice wasn't loud enough, but my face was serious enough. Honestly, in that situation, I was really shaking inside, but outside, I made sure I stood my ground. I made sure that my voice was clear, and I made sure that my voice was heard. One thing that moment taught me is that fear does not have to be seen. You can still be scared and still hold your ground. You don't need to be shout, you just need to be firm. Sometimes the quiet no is the simplest and best thing to say. 6, looking good always makes me feel good. Let's be honest, your looks affect the way you feel about yourself. I don't mean you have to wear makeup and look perfect, but there is just something powerful about having to take care of your appearance for yourself. Recently, I have started taking this maintenance routine very seriously. I always try to get my lashes done, my nails done, spraying perfume before going to bed, wearing clothes that just makes me feel so comfortable and soft and confident, even when nobody sees me. There was a time I would really dress down because I did not want to, attract attention. Now I dress the way I feel inside. And when I look good, I show up differently. I walk taller, I speak differently, and I treat myself with more respect. That energy is contagious. 7, make your own decision even though it has consequences. I used to be such a general people pleaser. I'll say yes when I should have said no. Go to places I didn't want to, do things that I didn't want to, just because I was trying to please somebody. One day I told a friend no, not because I didn't care, but because I was just so tired of betraying myself. They did not take that well. There was serious tension, but honestly, I was really proud of myself in that moment. And sometimes the right decision for yourself means disappointing others. And honestly, that is just okay. Confidence is choosing yourself even when it shows you discomfort, even when it costs you people. You don't need everyone to agree to your choices. You need peace with the person in the mirror. General confidence tips. Now, let's wrap up with some practical and daily tips that has really been helping me. Number one, say positive things to yourself, even when nothing is going wrong. You can't wait until you feel confident before you speak life into yourself. Try this. Every morning, say 3 things that you love about yourself, even when you don't believe it. It just, fully saves your day. 2, don't spill everything at once. You don't owe people your entire story. When I meet somebody new, I just listen more. I don't tell them everything that I've been doing or everything that has been going on. I just let time do the revealing. There is so much power in saying, oh, I'm not ready to talk about that, or oh, okay, that's too personal, I don't want to discuss that. Confidence isn't about being open with everyone. It's about knowing when to protect yourself. 3, spend time alone and check in regularly with yourself. Even when life gets busy, I try to create little check-in routine. Sometimes a little bit of 10 minutes of silence before bed. Sometimes it's just, journaling your thoughts after a very long day. Ask yourself things like, okay, what happened today? What made me feel confident today? What drained me today? What am I proud about myself today? Those tiny little check-in adds up. It just reminds you of who you are and that you matter. And confidence comes from showing up for yourself over and over and over again. Hi, beautiful. I know how hard it can feel like you are falling behind or like everyone else has it put together. But let me tell you this. Sometimes treat confidence as a journey and not as a destination. You don't have to rush it. Just don't stop working it. Thank you so much for watching this video to the end. I hope you really enjoyed this video. I hope that this video has really made you feel seen and heard. Please please drop your comments, please share this video. It really helps this channel grow. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe. Until next time, take care of yourself and remember, you are not alone in this. Bye.